In this video, I want to find out what these super light e-bikes are like. So we've got two of the lightest e-bikes you can get, the eZesty and the Levo SL, and two of the lightest full-powered e-bikes you can get, the Mondraker Crafty Carbon RR-SL, which is a full-power bike, and the Focus Jam squared with the Shimano motor full-power bike, slightly lower battery. So, mate, what do you think of the location? Peak District?
Unbelievable. Like if you're going to try out any bikes in terms of climbing and descending, don't think it can be beaten.
So what do you reckon the lightweight bikes will be like here, knowing that there's some pretty steep, rocky, gnarly climbs, isn't there?
I think it's going to be quite technical. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think the full fats are going to have an issue. I think the issue is going to be battery for everyone, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, descending, they're great descenders. Being a little bit lighter, it might be a little bit skittish. So we'll see. It's going to be really interesting.
Nice around here, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You see, it's so rocky over there.
Yeah. That looks like a really rocky, gnarly, loose descent, doesn't it, with sharp rocks?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a good test for these bikes, mate.
I think so. Just looking at this one, though, that tyre doesn't look like it's really going to hold up to that descent.
It is a lightweight tyre. That's the thing with a load of the lightweight bikes. What they do is they spec them with like the lightest possible tyres. So the Mondraker comes with like cross-country style. It's an enduro bike, an enduro e-bike, but it comes with cross-country style tyres on. And the sidewalls are just like super thin. So there's no way that we are using that tyre. Look, I bought these.
Oh, wow.
These are brand new from Pirelli. They're called Pirelli Scorpions. And look, they are proper gnarly.
God, look at the sidewall on that. I don't think much is going to get through that, to be honest. That looks like loads of traction. So what's the application for it, they say?
Basically, e-bikes, like really decent sidewall protection. It's an enduro style tyre and it's perfect for this kind of terrain, like loose, rocky, pretty gnarly. And you know what it's like when you get a split sidewall, it's so annoying, isn't it?
Well, there's nothing much you can do, and even if you have got a tube, you can find that you still might be walking back to the car unless you've got a spare sidewall repairer.
Yeah, and we haven't.
We haven't.
And Pirelli have sponsored this video, so massive thanks to Pirelli. Their new EMTB tyre is out right now, actually. So what we'll do, John, is we'll get them fit to all the bikes, and we'll go for a burn and test out these lightweight EBs.
So it may seem a bit counterintuitive fitting a burly tyre to a lightweight bike. After all, it's going to increase the weight somewhat. But where we are riding is absolutely brutal on both tyres and bike, and we wanted to make sure our rides would be able to withstand the Peak District's brutal rocks. Peak District is a superb place for biking, and for the bikes we're riding, we'll give a great test of lightweight, low power and full power super e-bikes.
So we've got the Levo SL, the lightest out of these four bikes at 18.5 kilos, but it's got the 320 watt internal battery and the lightweight, low powered motor. The eZesty weighs in at 19.5 kilos, 250 watt hour battery, and the Fazua motor, which is quoted at 60 Newton meters, so almost double the power of the Levo SL. Next up, we've got the Mondraker Crafty RR Carbon. Comes in at 20.78 kilos, so pretty lightweight. Their quoted weight is 19.4, but that's with the 500 watt hour battery. This has got the 625 in it, and those super lightweight tyres that are definitely not suitable for what we're going to be riding today. And the Focus Jam squared is 21.38, so 368 watt hour internal battery and the Shimano E8000 motor. So basically the full fat e-bikes are really comparable in terms of weight, but the Mondraker's got twice or almost twice the battery capacity of the Focus, but it is mega money. Like, check out the price of this e-bike. It is probably the most expensive e-bike on the market right now. It is massively capable though. I test rode that in Portugal on the launch and I absolutely loved that bike. So what we'll do is we'll put all the bikes together. Can a lightweight bike survive this kind of gnarly environment? Can it keep up with a full fat e-bike? So let's go and ride up these big hills and hit some of these steep descents.
We started with a mixture of bike combinations, so the lower powered bikes ride in alongside the full powered bikes. And although we found the low powered bikes could ride with the full power, you have to put in a significant amount more effort on the climbs to keep up on a lower powered bike. So in an area that doesn't have so many hills, that's not so much of a problem. But in the Peak District, there's huge long climbs. So we decided to concentrate on pairing the bikes together. So the Levo SL and the eZesty ride in together. Then after this, we would ride the Mondraker and the Focus Jam squared together. What have we done? 4,000, Strava says 4,000 foot.
Yeah, of climbing, yeah.
Of climbing. And we've both ridden both of the bikes. I'm impressed with the eZesty since that Fazua motor update. It's punchy, isn't it? It's faster and it is definitely more powerful than the SL on the climbs.
Yeah, I found it good. I mean, it was punchy, exactly like you said. It gave you the kick up the hill like you'd expect from a slightly lower power motor. The only thing I found with it was it chewed the battery. But other than that, it was thoroughly capable. I didn't have any reservations about it whatsoever. It's good fun up and it's good fun down.
Yeah, I think the benefit that the SL has is it's not as powerful to begin with, but it seems to go forever. This starts off much more punchy, but at the detriment or at the risk of chewing through that battery quite quickly. To be fair, we did have them in turbo a lot because there's some pretty steep rocky climbs around there.
Yeah, the whole thing's been a real test of the fact whether or not it can climb. Yeah, I got to the 2 bars yesterday and it was pretty much non-existent, and then at 1 bar it was gone, pretty much. So although it's showing on the indicator that you've got 10 bars, I think anything, like you said, below 2 bars and the assistance is all but gone. It's very, 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 very little.
Yeah. So I think if you're going out for a ride and you want to get decent range, you got to not use turbo so much, to be fair, haven't you? And I think you can still get a long ride, but yeah, in turbo and with that 60 Newton meter power since the software update, it just rinses through the battery.
Yeah.
But the bike's like fully capable, isn't it? Like fork feels good, frame feels good. Yep. I found the rear still a little bit
active.
Well, yeah, just kind of blew through the travel still, I thought. We tried to put a bit more air in there, didn't we?
Yeah, because I had to put it to the middle setting because it was just, it was going all the way. And we had the right sag set up, so I think it does need to be set up firmer on the sag than maybe you're expecting.
Yeah, but massively capable bike. Honestly, when I first rode it last year, my opinion has changed of lightweight e-bikes in general. And I think I got used to riding a lightweight e-bike, and getting on this, it is fully capable of, like, it's a proper enduro setup really, isn't it? Enduro style geometry, big travel, super stiff fork on the front.
It's a silent motor as well.
Oh, totally silent. Like, this is proper stealth e-bike, isn't it? There's nothing that gives it away, really, of it being an e-bike, whereas this has got a high-pitch whine. And riding next to you when you were on that and I was on this, that sounded annoying to me. Yeah. I could hear it. And when you're in the, beautiful outdoors and it's silent other than the sheep that you can hear in the background, you can hear that whining. And it's a little bit, I wish that was silent, whereas this is totally silent.
Yeah, and the other great thing is you can take out the battery and the motor from that, and then it becomes just like any other regular bike. So it's got its pluses, doesn't it?
Do you think people would do that though? If you had an e-bike, when would you take the motor and battery out and think, like, why would you do that? Well,
I think if you went to let's say you went to bike parks in France, you can't ride with you can't put them on the gondola with a battery in. You can also do it if you're taking it abroad to a bike park or something like that. So it's a lot easier, I think, to convert it into a regular pedal bike and go to bike parks. So I think that's where the advantage is. And of course, in France, there are several ski resorts that are now bike parks. Take Châtel, Morzine, etc., and they're getting funny about you hooking your e-bike on with the battery in. So
fair. It's like a battery bomb dropping from a gondola.
Yeah. I think that's what they're worried about. But from that perspective, But I think it's just a different application for the bike, isn't it? It's slightly different. You'd never take a battery out of a Levo and pedal it normally, because the motor literally comes out and you've just got a normal bottom bracket, I believe. Yeah,
pretty impressive, man. It's been good fun.
Yeah.
Just wish for more battery power on this, right?
It's the only thing. If you could boost the battery up on that, it would be a Levo SL direct competitor.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that lets it down.
Get some more time on the full fats, treat ourselves, bit of turbo.
Yeah, go and do the same.
So now it was time for the Bosch-powered Mondraker. This bike has 85 Nm of torque from the newly updated motor. It is super punchy and the power is instantly noticeable. In terrain like this it works wonderfully. You can churn over the huge rocks and it just propels you forward. The Shimano motor in the Focus is showing its age a little, and whilst a lot more powerful than the Levo SL and Fazua-powered eZesty, it's noticeably weaker than the Bosch Generation 4 motor. The cadence range doesn't feel quite as wide as the Bosch either. Once you start hitting a higher cadence when climbing, the power tapers off. But in these super rocky areas, it's still got enough punch to help you clear the rocks pretty easily, and it's a nice amount of power that it delivers. So full fat time, we've done a couple of 1,000 feet over the last couple of hours, up some super steep stuff and down some of the rockiest stuff in the UK, I think, that I've ever ridden for sure. But it's not until you get back on the full fat e-bike, after riding the lightweight, that you realise how much more powerful they actually are. I mean, we just blasted around in turbo, but I don't know, how was it for you going up those same gnarly kind of climbs? Potato Alley if you're local.
Yeah, it was just a lot easier. That's what these bikes are designed for, I think. SL can do it, but there's a lot more rider input required. I had to get off the bike quite a few times on the SL. That nearly got up in one. It was just a blast up. I think for the hills that you've got here in the Peak District, the full fat is your weapon. Not to say you can't do it on the super lights, but I think these are the weapons for you.
You can go up and it's pretty. It's not effortless, but it is much easier, isn't it? To clear some of these kind of gnarly climbs. The Mondraker, that Bosch motor is so punchy. It's super powerful, and it's like instant torque that you get. So there's some like steep kind of rock faces that you just put a pedal stroke through and it kind of propels you forward. And the E8000 motor on the Focus is pretty good.
Yeah, really punchy. Yeah, it's great. I mean, you put it in boost and it'll just take you to the top of the mountain. It doesn't need very much torque through your feet at all. But no, it's super impressive, both motors.
What would you have a preference? Like if you were riding here, what bike would you choose?
What bike? Mondraker, I think.
Would you?
Yeah, I think so. I really enjoyed the eZesty. Really enjoyed the SL. That Focus has been nice, but for me, I think it would be the Bosch motor, and I love the Axis system. On the Crafty, but of course it does come at a massive price.
Well, that's the thing. The Crafty is, I mean, it's like €11,000 or something. So it's one of the most expensive e-bikes out there. But boy, it performs so well, doesn't it? The rear suspension on it is amazing. It is so progressive, and it just gives you loads of confidence. What I noticed as well, and these are some of the lightest examples of e-bikes that you can get, but I did notice that you still have that extra stability when you're going down compared to the SL and the eZesty. But I really like the eZesty going downhill as well. Yeah,
they were all absolutely fine. The thing I liked about yours was that front fork was incredible, but yours has been modified. That's not out of the box. But yeah, I mean, the Mondraker is lovely, but that's not to say that the Focus wasn't. I found the suspension fantastic on that as well. So
yeah, the only thing with the Focus is the biggest size they do in that bike is a large, and I mean, you're like 6'2".
6'2", so it does feel a little bit twitchy going fast, but I don't think it's designed as a straight downhill weapon, is it? It's a flicky fun bike. So we're really pushing the envelope, and it's performing.
But it's doing well.
It is a bit too small for me and for you.
Yeah.
So there you go, 4 super top-end lightweight bikes. Whilst me and John argue about which one's the best, the conclusion that we came to is, in reality, none of them are outright winners. They are all absolutely superb, stunning bikes, but lightweight bikes still have some compromises. The Mondraker is outstanding, but it's over £10,000. The Levo SL is the lightest and most playful, but it's pretty weak compared to the rest. The eZesty is very capable, but the battery runs out quickly in the high-powered mode with the Black Pepper update. And the Focus Jam Squared, whilst a good all-rounder, is limited in the physical size for taller riders, and the internal battery is only 368 watt-hours. So what did we learn? Our conclusion is this: lightweight bikes are still awesome. Riding in the Peak District is awesome. If you're riding in areas with huge climbs, lower powered bikes will totally be able to ride with full powered bikes as long as you're very fit. Full powered lightweight bikes like the Mondraker are outstanding. You get the best of both, lightweight and high power. But we think there's a long way to go to get this kind of bike's price point accessible to most of us that would like to ride it. But all in, we had a great experience riding them all. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel for weekly e-bike videos, and until next time, I'll see you soon.